Hello everyone. Today we're doing another reaction video to the Ramsey show. In this one, he's supposed to be freaking out about people on Instagram talking about things they don't know about. Money. If you like this video, like and subscribe and comment below any videos you'd like to watch with me.
Watched it and it's just like, oh my God, these people.
Okay.
So what is this from?
Okay. So there's a thing called Instagram, if you're unaware, and it's my social media of choice. I don't really do Twitter. I don't really do Facebook. I do love Instagram.
I look at Instagram.
Okay, so I'm in my stuff. So people will send me clips that are on Instagram, from like funny stuff to, even their own journeys, all of it. And I see a lot of it because I do try to go through it. So this one clip has been sent to me, I'm not kidding, probably 10 times from 10 random people all over the world that are just like, can you believe this guy? Can you, this. And I kept seeing it come up. And so I clicked on it. I was like, oh man, number one, it's terrible advice. I think it came originally, maybe it was a TikTok video, but it's an Instagram reel of how we saw it.
It looks like a TikTok video.
And because everyone's a financial expert on social media today, right? And with investing,
Especially
they all know
TikTok.
what they're going to do and how you make money quick.
And that's the one thing I learned when I was going to school. Everything that seemed to be one way, it always wasn't. And that's why I think this field can be so misleading sometimes, and why we can have so many people online just thinking they know what's going on and how money works.
And all this stuff, you gotta do all this stuff. So anyway, so here's a video. It's a father-daughter, which you'll see. And I just thought, well, here's a father-daughter, and I don't want to harp on them.
Yes,
I want to harp on the situation.
I do.
I think that's super cute that the father-daughter have this show going on, and I think it's pretty big. So that's really nice. The money stays in house.
I know you do. Okay, let's play the Instagram reel.
This is my daughter, Maddie. We're at a car dealership right now, and she's about to buy her first car. Tell me how you're buying your first car.
This morning, I went to the bank. I got my first car loan. I qualified for $15,000.
At what interest rate?
3.5%. With the money that I have saved up, I have $7,000 in cash. I'm going to invest that into an Airbnb property and get 14% interest back, so that way I can use that money to pay off my car loan. So basically, kind of getting a car for free.
Wait, Maddie, can you explain that one more time, a little more simply?
Yeah. So it cost me 3 cents to borrow $1 from the bank, and then I go and take that dollar, not my dollar, and I give it to someone for 14 cents. And then so 14 minus 3, 11, so I keep the difference in the middle.
Wait, what's that called?
Arbitrage.
Boom! You buy assets that then cash flow and pay for your stuff.
I mean, he's so proud.
Well,
Okay,
he's so slimy.
There's a few things.
You need to take a shower after watching that
Oh
guy.
my gosh.
It just drips in arrogance.
Well, there's a lot of things about this. Number one, I really don't feel like you can get an interest rate. I don't think you can get a loan. How old was she?
She's 15. She cannot get a bank loan.
No.
The gentleman with a daughter is trying to leverage debt and at a very lower end model with the daughter to get her first car. It's just way too much for a young girl to get a loan to try to pay for this. And it's so confusing that he would even come out and she would explain that.
So he co-signed, which probably helped
yes.
get a lower interest rate. And then
Yes.
what I don't understand is the $11,000 in an Airbnb property.
You can't buy an
Or
Airbnb
$7,000
property for $11,000
Yes.
either.
An Airbnb property will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars unless somehow she's getting into a partnership where there's very many different owners, and that could be a problem in itself. But not having to talk about that, the whole financial thing here is just absolutely makes no sense. That's like debt leveraging. He's debt leveraging, but with a young child.
You
That's
could
where I was
invest
like,
in
I
it
don't-
with a bunch of partners into an Airbnb property, and
But
that's
what she would-
assuming the Airbnb property stays rented and the local city council doesn't pass a law against Airbnbs.
Exactly.
In which case your little butt would be broke at 15 years old because your father's a moron. Oh my God.
So the point is, the younger you are, the more risk you can take, and that's because you're younger. You got a long time, but in this particular case, it's about teaching her how to start slow. Instead, here we're just going all the way into leveraging debt, Airbnb investments, not even maybe understanding the market of an Airbnb. So, yeah.
Was I unclear?
No. I was like, we're not going to harp on the people. We're going to harp on
Too
the
late.
idea. But speak to the notion, though, because that stuff is everywhere that you get. You borrow this, you take that percentage
Well-
and that difference, and you go get that asset, and then in this and that. And you play this game.
Full disclosure,
You
I
play
had
this
you
ga-
on stage at 15 years old. Okay, so
Oh, what a slimy.
so full disclosure. So full disclosure.
That is true. You would be
I have
selling
done
your
the
kids'
difference
books
is the difference
on
is the
stage.
advice that we were giving was not so bad, and we were not as slimy or condescending. I don't think. Oh my God, it's called arbitrage. Okay, which is Greek for I'm stupid. Oh my God. Oh.
Okay, but talk about that notion though, because
Well, it's the set of
idea,
assumptions.
though-
The set of assumptions you have to go through for all that crap to be true are absolutely ludicrous. Okay, number one, you have never met a millionaire. We studied 10,167 of them. Zero of them, precisely zero, said I borrowed money on my car and arbitraged it into being a millionaire. Zero real millionaires do that. Zero. None. I borrowed money on my car and put $11,000 into an Airbnb when I was 15 with all of my business acumen on display because she didn't even know what the interest rate was. Go back and watch the clip again. She's, well, and they had to edit it. What was it? Oh, 3.5. Well, tell
Well,
him again,
she's
Matt.
15.
Tell him again, darling, what you did. Oh. She doesn't even know what she did. She really didn't. She was a little parrot. So, number one. But the whole concept
It's
of
this
I'm going
idea
to
that I'm
borrow
gonna
money
get rich.
on assets. Listen, you doober. Cars go down in value. Yes, you can call them an asset if you want, but they're not much of an asset. And if you leverage your car,
That is exactly another point. Cars depreciate daily. That's just the way they are. That's the type of asset that they are. So trying to borrow money and trying to do this just seems a little bit out of control for a 15-year-old trying to give that advice. And the people out there listening to it and actually thinking, oh my God, this sounds actually good. It makes sense.
to get rich, you might never get there. This is
because
dumb.
mathematically that's true, but also the spirit behind it.
Well, mathematically, you are not measuring risk, and you're making a set of assumptions that a 13-year-old, 15-year-old can borrow money at 3.5%. They can't. You can't contract unless you're a legal adult, and borrowing money is a contract in any state in the United States.
Correct.
Okay? That's why a kid can't have a mutual fund. You have to have a custodial account. That's why a kid can't have a savings account or a checking account. You have to have a parent on there as a custodian because kids can't contract. They can't buy beer and they can't borrow money from a car dealer. God. So now then once you've done all that, though, let's just pretend you weren't a kid
Yep.
and you went and really borrowed money at 3.5%. Here's the thing. You have to follow factual causation. Find people who have actually done your theory. Find me one who 15 years later, using that type of system, is a millionaire or greater. You can't find them because they're not there. They're not there.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
Let me ask you this question. Because there's this thing that is floating around in the culture. There really is, though, that
It's called stupidity.
I know. Let me just present the stupidity, and then you can debunk it because you're really great at that right now. Okay, that if you just want to kind of be maybe you can just you can have some wealth, and you just that's what investing does, and it's more. But if you really want to become super wealthy, you have to be in real. You have to do these things, these jump through hoops, and you're doing math that most people can't grasp and understand because you're playing the game. I mean, this is a perfect example. Like the way he's
It's called arbitrage.
the way he's explaining it
Oh,
makes
brother.
it feel like, oh, there's something I'm missing.
It's a big word.
And in order to build wealth and to become rich, there's other systems that I don't know about
Yeah.
that can cause me to become rich.
Yeah.
And is there
listen,
a level of that though?
30 years ago when I came on the air, the secrets of the rich. were out there then. Everybody's got a book, 7 Secrets to Getting Rich. Here's the problem. It's not a secret. There's not a magic sauce. There's not a magic sauce. McDonald's special sauce is basically Thousand Island. There is no special sauce, okay? There's not any. It's it. I mean, you got to live on less than you make. You have to invest steadily over a long period of time. And there is no like, I learned a new word and that made me wealthy. If maybe compound interest would be close, okay? But compound interest works over.
I agree there. There's no secret to it. Consistency, persistence, probably the most important ones. There's not a secret sauce. How many people start businesses that they do maybe well for a year or two, and then they don't. Somewhere in there, the persistence, the consistency, the educational level. There's just so much into it to become rich, to become the next. I'm going to be very, very rich. Stay on path. Stay on consistency, persistence, and believe in what you do is probably one of the biggest things in the things that I see when my clients are actually wealthy. They believe in what they do and they stay even when it gets thin. They stay on it and they get into new things, different things, try them out. And many things they fail at. But with consistency and others that have that are working out for them, they end up actually making the money. People that are changing from one thing to another, that'd probably be a thing that will not work in trying to get rich. Got to try something for a while.
Time and consistency. So maybe that's a new word for him, and he learns that word, and that's a good word. But the people that say they're looking for a shortcut.
I mean, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying.
And
the
they're
mentality
brilliant.
is
They're brilliant.
that
They know things because they're on TikTok, and they know. Oh God, shoot me. I'm having trouble finding intelligent life on TikTok. We're gonna have to get on TikTok.
I'm not on TikTok. That's not on my phone. I can't.
I don't want it on my phone, but I guess we're gonna have to put. We're gonna have to put content on there to just mess with this toxic culture.
We're putting money out there. We're putting money.
It is kind of toxic. I'm not one to watch TikTok much at all either. But yes, it seems like there's a lot of this going on. Watch out when you're listening to this. It could be very misleading. It sounds great, but a lot of times it's not exactly the way it looks like.
Out there, or advice out there, but
killing me.
It's happening.
This is the Ramsey Show.
Now we see, and debt leveraging is pretty much what the gentleman in there is trying to teach the daughter. It's too early, too young, makes no sense. That's not the way you're going to get rich. That's what the rich use to leverage once they're rich. Debt leveraging. That's pretty much what I took from this video. There needs to be consistency. There needs to be dedication, commitment, and go through some rough times, the ups and downs that any business has. That is the one thing that I would always say when you're trying to get rich, and it does not work overnight for sure. I hope you liked this video. Like and subscribe. If you want to leave any comments or want to do another video, leave them in the comments below, and I will see you next time.